Hey guys, I've slightly recovered my voice, so I'm gonna record this voiceover while I still have the chance. Now, you might have seen a few people posting Western-themed builds, and that's because we, as the SAP creator community, thought that Broken Bench's idea would be super fun. And so, here's the gist of it. Bench was like, hey guys, we should totally do, like, a Western-themed thing. Like, that sounds like fun. And then I sent a pack, and Bench was like, actually, I was mostly thinking things that are just from, like, within Red Dead Redemption. But we can do anything you'd like. And here I'm grabbing the rabbit. That's going to be the first part of my thing. As long as it's Western themed. Okay, well, I have some fun ideas with that. So you might see people with slightly different packs. This pack I have, but generally it's the same thing. There's also like an additional rule of like try to keep a horse on your team or try to keep one on your team as long as possible. I had a pretty specific build I wanted to go for, and you'll notice that I'm in night only here. That is part of the theming for this run. We're gonna grab a spiny bush viper. But yeah, I didn't have a ton of time to record this because I've been spending a lot of time practicing, and we're off by one there. That's unfortunate. I thought the badger and spiny bush viper would be cool because it's like activating it from one more space away, so it's a bit more damage. But here we're grabbing the deer lord. And yeah, that's kind of the theme of this build. It's based on the deer lord. So we're going to be doing a deer lord food build with some of these pets. Another unfortunate loss here. And yeah, I didn't have too much time to record this, unfortunately. But we are going to power scale this until it's at 25 health. Now, good on you if you know why 25 health is important. You can see I'm going to buy cheese here because I've been playing a lot of Star Pack, and cheese is amazing. When I saw it in the test server, I'm like, that doesn't seem very good. It's great. It's a fantastic way to keep on keeping on. But yeah, so I'm a bit of a fan of like American folklore, and so I thought Deer Lord would be just a neat thing to grab for this. Now it's going to eat a Roadrunner. That's another thing that's like very Western themed that I wanted to make sure was part of this build. The only way I could really make it part of the build was by making it necessary for the Deer Lord to eat. So yeah, the idea really came from Roadrunner and Deer Lord for this Western themed build. And so how do I draw synergy from that? Well, I've got a strawberry on a unit. It's going to have a bunch of attack, and it just so happens that Pelican is in this pack. So I will be using Pelican, as you can see right here, perfect timing. And it's going to be swallowing my Deer Lord, which will make it have some nice snipes. We're going to be getting this bacon. But there's one more piece of this build. Obviously, it's going to be a 4 squad because my Deer Lord's going to be going off every turn. But yeah, there's one more piece, and it took me a while to get runs where I actually got one, but I super high rolled it in this run. And that is the black bear. And so if you can tell, the build we're going for is essentially at the start of battle, my Pelican will swallow my Deer Lord and my black bear. My black bear, which will have been fed a lot, a very unfortunate loss to Rev there, which will have been fed a lot, will make everything else weak, and then the snipes, look at all those black bears, and then the snipes from the salmon should wipe pretty much everything out. That's the goal. You can see not quite enough here, but and this was, by the way, the best run that I got. It may not have been the best possible run. Well, it's not the best possible run. Bit of a spoiler there. Also grabbing Bigfoot, another thing I really wanted in this pack. I can't remember if that was in the base pack or not, but yeah, I've gotten overwritten by a lot of Tasty recently, but we still win because Tasty's not that good. Honestly, I wouldn't mind it being like 3-3 instead of 2-2. But digress. What we're really looking for now here is like cows and a Roadrunner so that we can get another strawberry on this black bear. It still kind of works this way, but it'd be cool to have an extra salmon because that's more snipes. gonna draw again. And yeah, this was the round. You can see it's already round 15. This is the round that I thought was the best to show off this build. Because it's fun doing a challenge of like, win in this pack, try to have horse. But I'm much more of a, also very amusing draw there. But I gotta have a build just to like keep my brain going, you know? So we're getting 2 feeds every turn from the Dear Lord. And then whatever else I can manage to get on it. You can see this is now officially the full build, as you can see. And here's an axolotl spam team. I'm not even sure if it's that spammy, but we're actually going to win against it, so I'm happy. That brings us to 6 wins. This has been a late game. We're going to see the black bears almost to 50-50. And it will definitely reach 50-50 here, because unfortunately, this build really needs to win earlier, because, and we're not winning against this. This team's lame as heck. If you're gonna go for an achievement on a pet as cool as like blue-footed booby, don't just put it in the back and not use it. That's lame. If you were the person who had that team, I'm sorry, I'm kidding. Yeah, sometimes we're grabbing Farmer Cat here for that feed trigger as well. Here's a nice summon team that we should be able to eviscerate here. Yeah. Not even that close. And now we're on to 7 wins on round 19. And yeah, so this was the build. I thought it was neat. I'm a big fan of like American folklore, so it was cool to make a Dear Lord team. I don't know if I've had like a full Dear Lord team yet before, at least in a video. So yeah, here's that. Unfortunately, we lose there. So it's only 7 wins, but I thought it was worth showing off. And yeah, shout out to Bench and everyone else who did this challenge.